What's up, and welcome to DFS Today with me, Dan Dorrett. How is everyone doing out there today? You guys have any questions? Feel free to throw them in the chat as always. Like a little quick hitter, if you guys are having any trouble hearing me, I'm going with a little bit of a different setup, so trying to make it work. Mic's down here, so it's not right here where it normally is. Feel free to throw them in chat as always. Let's at the point guard position, cash gameplay, favorite play of the day, poster boy for the site. DeJounte Murray is man, he's gotta stay in your lineups, cash and GPP. He's gonna be chalk. Find a different way to eat it. He's coming in at 4,800 on DK, 5,200 on FanDuel. Another guy that I like tonight is Jeff Teague. He's a GPP guy. And I believe Crawford are still doubtful. So that's going to help him in his minutes and everything along those lines. To go around, I'm really, really liking tonight is one. Another point guard for you is Ricky Rubio. He is interesting tonight. I like Rubio a little bit. No reason why he can't see some major playing time. If you guys are having any trouble hearing me, please let me know. I have a different mic than I normally do. So normally I can hear myself. I can't hear myself. Mess with the settings on that again. At the shooting guard position, Andrew Wiggins. Without Butler and Crawford, he scored 40 and 29 real-life points. He's played 36 and 41 minutes. Both of those guys are out again tonight. I expect it to be a little bit of regression, but I am expecting not much to change, really. Only 6K on FanDuel. So if he's 6K on FanDuel, there's no reason why he can't continue to play this way. Interesting tonight is DeMar DeRozan. Wiggins is a cash game play for me. As a guy, he's probably going to be a little under-owned, so that makes him more GPP interesting for me. Is going up against the Hawks, which is a pretty weak matchup there. Highly interested in DeRozan. Moving over to Booker as well tonight. He's made a few of my lineups. I have about 5 or 6 lineups tonight. 2, so I feel I should mention him. Over to the small forward position. I can't say his name. Bijalika. Lock him into your lineups, guys. Don't. It's coming in like 36. Yeah, he's coming in 3,600 on FanDuel. That's scrubs, man. You can kill it with him. He easily should 4 or 5x that price tag tonight. And Stevens coming in at 3,900 on FanDuel. Darren Collison and Miles Turner are ruled out. Expect him to get some run, and we all know how Lance Stevens likes to play. Lance Stevens likes to do Lance Stevens things. Keep that in mind when you're looking at when you're thinking about that. He's coming in cheap as well. He's coming in at 3,900. I think you can get away with both those guys at the small forward position. A few other guys, Rocco. You guys know how I feel about him. He's one of my favorite players in the league. And I like him. I like him tonight as well. I believe we are. Never mind. Ignore me. Rocco tonight. Don't ignore the Rocco play. Rocco is in play tonight. Power forward position. We have Bertances and Cash. Simmons. At the center position, we have I'm interested in Monroe tonight. I'm not happy with that in a way. It's cheap. I will have some exposure to Tyson Chandler as well, full disclosure. Two guys that I'm going to be splitting between both of them. And maybe a little bit of Embiid. Center, I'm just kind of filling it in when I get there. It's like the last position I'm filling in tonight. There's no one I really like, but Monroe lineup. Oh, sounds disgusting to say. Kyle Anderson is in play tonight at the small forward position as well. My three small forwards will probably be Bijalika, Stevenson, and Kyle Anderson. Some Robert Covington. I like Covington tonight, but for how I feel about such a tough position for me tonight. So cash game point guard, DeJounte Murray, GPP point guard, DeJounte Murray, Ricky Rubio as well, Kemba Walker. Some few guys that I'm interested in. My algorithm are projecting them to do fairly well tonight. On Wiggins, I just don't see any reason not to be destroying everything and everyone these past couple games, and the reason is for it to stop maybe a little bit of regression. They last couple of games. So you have that. As well as shooting guard. DeRozan. I mean, it's stars and scrubs again for me tonight, like it was last night. Did fairly well. If you listened to me and you played, you should have did fairly well as well. Small forward, usually like a cash game lock. Stevenson, Anderson. Those are the guys that I'm going to have the most exposure to, with Robert Covington being the least of those four that I have exposure to. Going pretty cheap at small forward tonight. Power forward position, Bertans and Cash, Simmons, Sark. Those are the guys I'm looking at at the power forward position. It's a lot of people I like. There's a lot of guys I like. Last night I had a really good night. It's one of those things. It's a toughie in a way. I like a lot of guys tonight as well. I like that I'm playing very smart tonight. I'm playing wise. I'm not going to overextend my bankroll. I've overextended my bankroll in the past. You guys know this. I'm pretty transparent when it comes to my bankroll. I'm playing. Last night I played about 50% of my bankroll. Tonight I'm going to play about 25%. So that's a pretty big difference. When I'm looking at it through the glass wall, basically, right? I have to be very, you guys, to let you know how I feel, and I don't feel that great about tonight's slate. There's a lot of good games on tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun matchups, but I have to. Long season, grind it out. Had a rough couple of days recently last week when I shouldn't have been playing anyway. We have that. At the center position, like I said, Monroe, Chandler, Embiid. They're the guys I like. I don't in center when I get there. I'm sure if you guys look for me in the standings tonight over on FanDuel, some centers I didn't mention, and that's just because they fit up or down to get other guys I like at the other position. There's not much I really like at center tonight. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to these Vegas lines. And these Vegas lines interesting to me tonight. One that stands out to me is the Clippers -1 against Boston. I don't know if I'm missing something. I have no idea. But Boston +1 against the Clippers? Like, it's a very questionable line. I don't get it. It opened at the Clippers -1 there. It's moved to a pick in some casinos, but the Vegas consensus is still -1. Really like tonight is Houston -6.5. That's wrong as well. I feel like that should probably be a double-digit spread against Dallas. You guys have any questions about today's slate? Any line questions, anything like that? Feel free to throw them in the chat as well. I'm just going to run through each game here as far as the biggest lines. Philly, Chicago. Philly -5.5. Over under 8. Charlotte and New Orleans. New Orleans getting 2 over-unders at 223.5 in that game. Utah against Detroit. Just 2.5. Drummond's pissed off. That's another center that I'm going to be on tonight. And I think he can have we might see a 2020 game out of him tonight. It's very possible. It's a really slow-paced game, but it's very possible. Indiana, not touching that. Over-unders at 213.5. Line is set at 7 with Indiana -7. I might take the over in that if I were to do like a low dollar parlay with 5-16 parlay. A little bit there. -6.5 at Atlanta, over-under 214. Not really interested in touching that. San Antonio at Memphis. The over-under of 191.5. It's a really, really low line. I feel like it just makes me want to take the over, but Aldridge is out. Like, it's going to be one of those interesting games to watch. Portland and Minnesota. I'll take Minnesota +3. +3 and 211. I'm not going to touch the over-under. Last game of the night is the Clippers at Boston. I already said I like Boston +1. So any questions, throw them in the chat for me. I'm going to be jumping out of here if you guys don't have any questions. Kind of ran through everything. DeJounte Murray. Point guard DeJounte Murray, Ricky Rubio, Jeff Teague. Shooting guard Wiggins, DeRozan. Small forward Bigelini, Kyle Anderson, Lance Stevenson, Covington, power forward, Bertans and Cash, Sark, Simmons, Taj, Monroe, Chandler and GPPs if you want to get a little risky, which that's what GPPs are all about. You never know what they're going to do with those two guys, so they're almost every night. And tonight, we talked about it last night. I talked about it last night on the show with Riaz. It's hard to trust, but I feel like he's going to get some playing time. There's no reason why he shouldn't. I'm going to take a risk with him tonight. He might make my cash lineup. I'm also interested in Embiid and Drummond. So I can't believe I was overlooking him. But with that, guys, I'm out. Peace.